Yo, chat. What is up? Today we're going to try something a little different. Gonna hit you with some King2BIG tips and tricks for new players on Palworld. We got a little list here. We're going to knock them out, and it should help you out tremendously. Number one, when you get into Palworld, you're going to see all these new creatures around you, and got 'em, catch 'em all is going to be playing in the back of your head because we all have that. It's all there. We all know it word for word. You're going to see all these pals, and what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to rush to craft that pal sphere, and you're going to run after them. You're going to run after those first three you see, the lamb ball, the cativa, and the little chickpea. Don't do that. Don't do that. They're all normal types, and normal types lose the hardest. Naturally, there's I believe in Palworld, there's 5 elements that, one, water beats fire, fire beats grass, and so on and so forth. But in Palworld, it breaks off at fire. Fire then beats ice. Ice beats dragon. Dragon beats dark, and dark beats normal. So normal is at the very bottom. You don't want to touch those. And you're asking yourself right now, well, King, maybe I want a normal type. That's cool. Let me help you out. With the best starting area normal, get yourself a Nightwing. You ask yourself, what's a Nightwing? It's the big purple Thunderbird that flies around the starting area. It goes all the way past the first world boss, past the first teleporter you unlock out of the starting zone. You'll see it pretty much all the way up into the next, to your first raid tower. And I know you're saying, oh, well, it flies. How am I going to get it? You can go ahead and catch yourself one of the little babies. Get you a little baby. Get your little baby face tank. You know what I'm saying? A little tank and spank on it. You get a bow at level 3. You can make bow and arrows at level 3. So you go out there, plop down your workbench, make you some spheres, get your bow and arrow, go get you your little baby face tank, sling some arrows at that Nightwing. Boom. There you go. You got your starter. You got your little Nightwing. But there's something even better just around the corner. How we talked about how normals get smacked up by dark types. Well, if you're not afraid of the dark, there are dark types that spawn at nighttime. Get you a little torch, get you some spheres, and run up and get them dark types done up. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, at nighttime, we're gonna rank the 4, I believe it's 4 dark types that spawn in the same exact area as the normals, just at nighttime. First, we have the Who Crates, which is an owl wearing a little witch cap. I put the Who Crates at the bottom of the list simply because the 3 other dark type starters are just better. Second from the bottom, or third overall, I would say, is Depresso. Look at this little duder. He's just a cutie patootie that gets the job done. He like me for real, for real. Now we get into the good with Nox. A little, I guess dog? Weasel? Something in there? A little pole cat even? And the reason why the Nox is better. Yes, it's rare. Very rare. So rare that I've only seen it twice. Once in my solo world, and once in the co-op server I have with Andrew and quote-unquote Good Cody. But the rarity of this creature is just the PAL skill for the Nox adds dark damage to the player's attacks, which means while you have Nox out with you, fighting at your side, all the damage you, the player, does has dark damage added on top. So you could literally go get your Nox, get your club, and go speed leveling your whole team, because everything around you during the day is normal type. Minus the giant level 38 world boss, obviously, but you shouldn't be going after that guy anyway. If he sneezes in your general direction, you're donezo. And you say, well, King, if Nox is so good, why isn't he number 1? Let me learn you something, sonny. Take a little sheet right there. Now it's time for the ace of the dark starting team. Daydream. This little scamp is also right in the starting area and is the most common of the 4 dark types. So, well, why is Daydream number 1 on your list if Nox is strong and buffs you and allows you to go around one-tapping everything? That's because at level 8, you can give Daydream. You can craft. Go in there, get your little tinker on. Craft a beautiful necklace for your Daydream, which will allow Daydream to be sitting right next to you while you are out there fighting, and will fight with you. So imagine if Ash's Pikachu didn't care about the rules of a 1v1 and threw a little something in there. So at level 8, if you have a Daydream, every fight you take will be a 3-on-1 in your favor. It'll be you, your Daydream, and whatever else you brought with you. And to put it into different terms everyone can understand. So think a Beastmaster Hunter in WoW, which is you have your one pet you command, and you got your little buddy who also goes in there and fights with you. Or we could take it to a different genre. If you're more of a fighting game main, your assist character. You call them in, they do a little damage, maybe they take some hits for you, and then they go back to minding their business. And then, of course, we already said it. If Pikachu didn't care about the rules or respect the rules of the 1v1 and threw a little something in there mid-fight. Now, we're going to help you traverse Palworld with mounts. Mounts are a great help. You get around early, starting at level 6. So even before you get your Daydream necklace, you can go tame a mount. This mount is a rush ore. He's a big burly boar. He's not the fastest, but he will get you there. He's usually spotted around the first raid tower, so it's a little ways out there. There's about 2 of them, but he'll get you wherever you need to go. And he's a rock type, which will really help you in the first raid tower. But if you can hold off for 1 more level, you can get a Melpaka saddle, which is much faster than your rush ore, and they can even be seen before you have to go through the little canyon to get to the rush ore. But the drawback is it's normal, and we already talked about how normals kind of get blacked by everybody. Normals get stuffed in the locker by everyone. Now, if you hold off for 2 more levels after the Melpaka, and you want to channel your inner Warhammer 40k Space Wolf, there is a mob, or a POW, nerd terms, a POW by the name of Direhowl, which is just a big run-up, get-done-up wolf. And you get it at level 9. But, 1, it is further out than the rush ore. 2, they travel in packs of, I've never seen any less than 3. And 4, they are aggressive. I usually see them chomping on another POW while I'm out there in the world. So if you want to get your Space Wolf on, you're gonna have to go out with a team to get it done. You're probably gonna have to take out 2 so you can isolate 1 and you're not getting swapped everywhere which way. Now we're gonna go to the very last one for the noob starting area that you're going to need. This one is easily the best out of the 4, but also takes the longest to get to. I would say if you go rush ore first, save on the Melpaca, save on the Dire Howl, and get yourself an Ichthyer Deer saddle. It's at level 12, so there's 6 levels between the rush ore and the Ichthyer Deer, and then you gotta slum it for a little bit. You gotta be in your jalopy. But they are abundant in the starter zone, and the speed and stamina difference is the equivalent of going to a Lamborghini from a 30-year-old soccer mom fan. Now, if you did the Dire Howl before that, or the Melpaca before that, you could wait if you wanted to. Maybe try to get you a flying mount, but that's well down the line past getting the Ichthyer Deer saddle. And at that point, you're out of the noob area. You can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna hold you back. I'm not gonna tell you to play your game. Do you, boo-boo? Just know that if you're buying a saddle at every single one of these, you're gonna run out of points at some point. With that being said, a little segue action, going right into points. Points! Don't be afraid to save your points when playing solo. There are a lot of cool, fun, and kooky things to spend them on, but they can also cause you to run out of points and hurt you early on. For example, you get the old bow at level 3. That's a point for the old bow, then the point for your arrows. Do you really need the fire bow 2 levels later, and then also have to buy the fire arrows because the fire bow only shoots fire arrows? So that's 2 more points 2 levels down. Or do you need the poison bow at level 8, which also only shoots their special arrows? Nah, you don't need it. Their bows, the bow is mainly there for you to aggro something, nerd terms, to initiate combat with a POW. And that will allow your POW, if you have it set on only attack when I attack, to initiate combat and start going and getting after. And then allows you to also, throw a little plink, plink, plink in there. You don't need to have this amazing bow, because a few levels down, once you're out of your little noob phase, your little starter phase, you get a crossbow or you get the triple shot arrow. So it's better to just go at level 3, spend a point for your arrow, a point for your old bow, and then wait until you get the triple shot. And then after the triple shot, you get a crossbow, and then now, like I said, you're out of the noob area, you're out of the starter zone, you're out there living your best life. You do you. And now in the point section, when you bring up your tech tree, you're going to see there's a whole purple column. And in that purple column, the area is called Ancient Technology Tree. You're asking yourself, well, King, what's this ancient technology? Why am I not getting it when I'm naturally leveling up? That's because it's its own separate system. And it requires you to take down bosses. Now, for the bosses, you're asking yourself, well, maybe I'm not strong enough for a boss. If you got your Ichthyer Deer saddle, you're already higher level than the first world boss you can go fight. There's a Chillet to the, let's say, northeast. That is level 11. You can go in there. He's, I believe, water, ice. There are grass pals leading up to that you can take in there. Or you can even take, I know I said normals get beat up, but if you go in with 5 normals, it's a 6-on-1 fight, including yourself, you can do it. If you're thinking, oh no, I don't want to do that, that's a level 11 on the open world boss, that's fine. There are dungeons scattered around Palworld. In the starter area, all the way up to the first raid tower, there are the dungeons scattered around. In there, there's syndicate thugs and a couple of pals. They're not very high level. I would say the level would be like level 8, so you could prefer going in there. Just know that in those dungeons, you do not get your ancient technology point until you beat the boss. And in that boss fight, there's one boss creature and 2 lesser variants of said creature. So it'll be a three pal fight against whatever you brought in. They're usually very easy to fight. Just know that just the other day I was doing a dungeon. I was way over level. I think I'm level 19, 20 or so. Went in there, caught a couple of shots from the Despresso boss. It's like, no biggie. I'll catch him because I wanted to fuse my Despressos together, and then I'll be on my way. After the fight was over, it's like, cool, all right, let's go loot the chest. As I'm looting the chest, I realized I took poison damage and bled out before I got the chest. So just be wary. Even though they are easier, there's some things going on in there you gotta be looking out for. And the last thing we're gonna get into, there are camps to help boost your numbers. There's camps scattered around. In those camps, there will be syndicate members holding a PAL prisoner. It is worth going in and helping out as the syndicate will be fighting the local PALs around the camp. There are 2 options you can really take there. 1, let them fight while you sneak in and free the PAL. Now you've got a free PAL you didn't have in your PAL deck before. Or 2, take everybody out, get all that free XP, and then get that free PAL. Either way, you get a free PAL, and you can help your type coverage in higher areas as you go on. I hope these tips and tricks helped you. I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, sorry about that, chat. One little thing I forgot to add: where to build. So, as you can see on the little map I drew up for you, the starting area is that black dot. You're going to think, oh, well, I'll build as close as I can to the starting area. And you'll see those 3 little X's. Don't build there. Naturally, it makes sense to build wherever, but your base gets too big, and the pathing isn't great this game. So if you build in those spots, you're going to run into a lot of PALs getting stuck in walls, PALs falling through the stairs that come out of the starting area, or PALs getting stuck in water, and then you have to constantly micromanage moving them and making sure they're fed and what have you. There's 3 green check marks. Those are much better. The furthest one is where my base is right now, but you got to be a little bit stronger. Go to those green marks. There's a lot of area you can work with. There's no water. There's no rocks. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye.